Hi, Angela. I hope my phone doesn't die. It died yesterday. We were able to get all of the lecture on the video. I'm very sorry about that. But hopefully we'll get it all on there today, or the rest of it on here today. So yesterday we were talking about not just the condition of the man who was healed by the pool of Bethesda, but sort of the condition of humans in general apart from Christ. That they are powerless and weak, that they are spiritually blind. This isn't a physical thing so much as it is a spiritual thing. So powerless and weak, spiritually blind, spiritually lame and withered, and waiting for the truth to come, waiting for Messiah, but not recognizing him. And that was true of the Jews of Jesus' day. They've been waiting for Messiah for hundreds of years. He's in their midst, and they don't recognize him. They don't know who he is, and that happens today as well. And we need help. All of us need help. The man said, I have no one to get me down to the pool, and he didn't. But we do have someone to help us. We have Jesus, if we turn. So at the very end of this story, we see the first whispers of persecution for Jesus. The man is walking, carrying his mat because he was told to do so, and he's castigated by the Jews. By the Jews, we mean the Jewish leadership. And he says, well, the man that healed me told me to do it, so I did it. And they said, who healed you? And he said, I don't know. And then Jesus comes up to him in the temple and says, be careful not to sin anymore, or else something worse might happen. And then he realizes it's Jesus, and so the man who was healed goes back to the Jewish leadership and says, hey, it was that dude Jesus that healed me. Now, here's the thing about that. Some people say that he was angry at Jesus, or he was trying to get back at Jesus for saying, stop sinning or whatever, and so he narked on Jesus. He gave Jesus up. I'm not sure that the man would have known that the Jewish leadership was persecuting Jesus, was wanting Jesus dead. I'm not sure he would have been privileged. I mean, he didn't even know who Jesus was, literally. Jesus healed him, and he's like, I don't know, some dude healed me. So I think more likely he's like, oh, they want to know who he is. I know who he is now. I'm going to tell him. I don't think he was really trying to get Jesus in trouble, but indeed he did get Jesus in more trouble. But of course, it's all part of God's plan. And we hear that they are plotting against Jesus. It shouldn't surprise us. Jesus said that if we love him, we will face persecution. We will face opposition if we love him. That's just part of the deal. But here in the United States, we're not really persecuted. If you ask a teenager, an American teenager, an example of being persecuted, they'll say, well, somebody called me a name once because I'm a Christian, or somebody was mean to me. And that's unfortunate, but as most of you know, every year, Emma and Abby and Paige Bullington's grandfather, who works with Voice of the Martyrs, comes and brings us stories that will make you curl up on the floor and cry, of people all over the world that are literally giving their lives for the cause of Christ, that are literally being persecuted and tortured and killed because of Jesus. And here's the thing. We have it easy in the United States. We can't deny that. We might not always. In fact, we will not always. I don't know when the tribulation will be. I don't know if I'll be living. I don't know if you'll be living, but I know it will come. And I know it will be difficult for those who are followers of Christ. And I think the question we need to ask ourselves is, could I stand? Am I ready? Can I stand firmly for Christ even in the face of persecution? And he can give us the power to do that. He said, in this world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. That's a weird thing to say, right? Right after you say, in this world, you will have tribulation. But be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. Jesus has overcome that world that stands in opposition to him. How did he overcome it? What's he talking about? Oh, you know the answer to this. Come on. His death and resurrection. By his death and resurrection, he overcame death and hell and the world. And so we can be of good cheer even when there is persecution. So we'll end it with that, and the next thing we're going to do is do this quiz. I think I will, if it'll run, because I think we'll do this together. If it'll run, I think we'll just keep it running and let Angela get the answers. I'm not going to grade this because it would be like worth 4 points. So here's your 4-point quiz. But these are questions that will be on your test, so I thought it'd be good for you to have it.
Let's do that, sir. Oh, never mind. Just white it out. Is it 26th?
It is. We're almost done with November already. I wasn't even sure we were in November yet. Here we are. Okay, near which of Jerusalem's 12 gates did this miracle occur? The sheep gate. The sheep gate. The gate where the sheep were herded into the temple for Passover. Now, questions 2 and 3, you will never see these questions again. I don't think they're good questions, and I didn't talk about it in the lecture because I just don't think it's important. So, but I know that some of you are like, but I have a blank here, it must be filled in. So, here's the first one. What do the lame man's withered feet represent? Man's inability to go. It's talking about his inability to go where, apart from Christ, go where Christ wants us to go. And then, what do the lame man's withered hands represent? Man's inability to do. It's talking about how without Christ we can't do what he wants us to do. Man's inability to do. What law did the Jewish rulers accuse Jesus of violating when he healed the lame man and told him to pick up his bed and walk?
The Sabbath.
The Sabbath, working on the Sabbath. At least according to the Jewish rulers. The name Bethesda means house of mercy. And according to the tradition of the pool, an angel periodically came down and
Troubled the water.
Troubled the water, D. I erased the essay there, so you don't have to worry about that. And so you have the rest of the hour to study for your test. Angela, I hope you have a good day. And I'm glad you're out of school now.